This is the plaintiff, Lamara Travis. She says the defendant illegally locked her out of the apartment she rented from her and put all her valuable possessions out on the street. Her big screen TV, her tablet, her $3,000 hair kit, and her fryer were stolen. She had no right putting her belongings in harm's way and is suing her lousy landlord for the $4,869 she's owed. This is the defendant, Janae Richard. She says the plaintiff has some darn nerve making accusations about her. The woman never paid her rent, and she has no idea what happened to her stuff. Oh, her money? Preposterous. She's accused of kicking a tenant to the curb. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $6,000 for unpaid rent, slander, and harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Lamara Travis, you are suing Janae Richard for $4,869 in damages that you say you sustained when she tossed out all of the stuff.
Yes.
You have a counterclaim against her for $6,000 in rent. Okay, tell me what's going on.
Okay, last year in December, I had to go into the shelter. I was living at a place for 4 years. I ended up getting cancer. So I was in a shelter. I was in a hospital for back and forth out the hospital for like 3 months. So when I got out the hospital, I have a adopted mom, which she knows her too. That's how I was introduced to her, and she was like, well, you know, I own properties, well, you shouldn't have to be in a shelter in the wintertime, you know, in the holidays, you know, just call me, let me know something. So I explained to her the situation. She went through the shelter. She got $600 released to her last year.
Wait, stop. What money is she talking about that you got from a shelter?
$600. Basically, it was the deposit for the house. She's supposed to pay first month's rent and deposit for the house. I received the check January 18th. By then, she was already calling my phone, and she was telling me that she didn't want to rent the house because she was going to sublet from a friend of hers. And subletting a CPO is $56 a month.
What's a CPO?
It's a government property. It's an apartment, a government apartment that they give low-income
Right, but
clients.
they don't expect that person to sublet it to someone else.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's a racket.
Right, but that's what she told me she wanted to do. So I was like, okay, because if you put someone in your house who don't want to be there, and they start destroying your property because you don't want to let them out of their lease, then it becomes a bigger issue for the landlord because we have to replace everything, we have to repair everything, we have to prepare it basically for the next tenant. So I agreed to let her out of her lease, but I was going to charge her $300 because she was breaking our lease.
And then when does he move in?
This is what happens. When she starts telling me about her renting that CPO for like between $52 and $56 a month, she kept stressing me she didn't want to be there. I gave her half of her money back because she broke my lease, and I was holding it for her.
Is that accurate? Did you get $300 back?
No, I did not.
Do you have any proof that you gave her the money back?
No, ma'am, but I do have text messages.
Was there a witness to you giving her the $300?
No, ma'am, because she was at work by herself.
Are there text messages that show that you gave her the $300?
There's text messages that shows that she knew that she had the money because in the text messages, she's begging me to help her. She's saying that she don't have her checks, she don't have her money. If I had still had her money, then she would be harassing me about it in text messages.
Right, instead of asking. All right, let me see the text messages. Let me see them. All right, now, is he already living there?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is he living there?
Because she backed out of the deal. And I still have a mortgage and house taxes and everything.
When does he move in? When do you move in?
February 5th.
February 5th.
I'm thinking it was like, because
So by February 1st, she's already telling you I don't want to move in there.
She told me that before then. I'm about to show it to you.
What's your story about who he is?
Bishop, I met him through her. And the sad thing about it is, like, Bishop she knew I didn't move in that place until March. She got that money in December. I have the receipt right here.
You moved into the place in March?
In March, and she got
Wait, you moved into her place?
In March, yes.
How long did you live there?
28 days.
And what happened after the 28 days?
On the 28th day, me and her was coming from my job. This was one of my co-workers. She pulled up. I was on the phone with my mom. All my stuff was sitting outside.
Why though?
She put my stuff out and changed the lock.
Why did she put your stuff out?
Because she said I didn't pay that much rent, and I wasn't even 28 days, and she was trying to get me to go through another minimum.
Right, but the $600 is a deposit. You're supposed to come up with the first month's rent. And how much was first month's rent? Let me see what you got.
This is from the shelter right here.
Okay.
Stating that they gave her this $600, and I was only renting a room out that place for $375.
Okay.
So that's $600.
Let me see what you got from the shelter and the paperwork that she.
Yeah, that's right there.
Okay, go on.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
So when I moved in, me and Bishop moved in together. I was the only one that had a key. Bishop did not have a key. That's why she kept.
Bishop? Your Bishop?
This is Bishop right here. So with that being said,
so you're there 28 days, and who piles your stuff at the front door?
She told them they went.
Who's them?
Her Bishop. Her boyfriend, the one that's still at the house right now, they all went in my room while I was at work, pulled all my stuff out, but didn't see my TV, my Blu-ray player, my flat screen, or my tablet out.
How much stuff do you have? And we got to give you public assistance. Huh? How many TVs do you have when you're living in a shelter and somebody's paying your rent?
I already had these TVs in storage.
They were a gift. All right.
Like literally.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who's moving her stuff out front? Why did you move it?
Because she didn't pay the rent.
Okay, so to the front porch or to the where?
To the front porch.
What was it that you moved out there?
Everything that she had in her room.
No, I need you to tell me what you moved out there.
A bed, a king-size bed, a flat screen TV, deep fryer.
How big was the flat screen TV?
It was like 20-inch TV, maybe. It wasn't even that big.
Show me with your hands.
It's about this big.
Okay, and what else?
Clothes, the dog cage.
The dog?
She had a dog, a big pit bull.
There's a picture, Your Honor.
You have a pit bull and you don't have a place to live? Really?
I have
Yeah, you had it before. Anna. Go ahead. Go on.
And
what else did you put out there?
Everything, all of her clothes.
Who told you to put everything out on the porch?
No one. I put it out myself because she didn't pay. I gave her half of my rent money.
Well, wait. You're not the landlord.
No, but I gave her half of my rent money. And she never. When the time came to pay rent.
What do you mean you gave who half your rent money?
I gave Miss Travis my rent money.
Why would you give Miss Travis your rent money?
Because I worked, and at the time I worked late, so she would be the only one that could talk to Miss Richards. So
you gave Miss Travis how much money?
$300.
And she didn't pay it to Miss Richards?
No. So when Miss Richards came to me and asked me for the rent money, I'm like, well, I gave it to her. She's like, well, you didn't give it to me, so that means I'm going to have to put you out too. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
she didn't, though.
No,
she didn't.
None of that. None of
okay,
that.
So then what happens?
I put her stuff out.
Did you know who was putting her stuff out?
I didn't. Because, Your Honor, my thing is I'm going to put them both out. Because honestly, we're all grown, okay? Nothing in life is free.
Right.
You know, I've already let them move out without no deposit. Because if you read through my text messages, you will see she was begging me for a place to live.
So let me see that.
And then I have
Hold on
a
one
verbal
second.
message.
On February 16th, she is saying to you, you can rent a room at $325 a month. I am still looking for a 1-2 bedroom for under $500, or is that she writes to you?
That's what she writes to me because she told me $600 was too much for her to
or
pay a
the
month.
3-month hustle with a roommate, purely business.
Right. And I
You
said
as
you
a
could
clean
save up your
person
money.
and drama-free, right? No, that's you sending it to her.
Right.
Okay, and then she says, of course. And then she says, can I bring my dog with me to the room? He is the only one I have, not the what we're talking about the dog. You say, damn. She says, what's wrong? Please just let me know if there's something. So she moves in there with the dog? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She tells you, on March 30th, I don't have that money now, so respect your wishes. How much of that money was rent and how much of that money was security deposit?
This is what I'm saying. I'm only renting a room for $375, so that $600 should have been it. I don't understand where all this other rent fees is coming from. So with her telling Bishop and them to put my stuff out, where they went in there and told...
How do you know she told Bishop and them to put your stuff out?
She had to, because she told me, if I got texts on my phone right here, that she's saying, if you don't come and get your stuff from off the porch, I'm throwing it in the dumpster. I told her, you know what you're doing is illegal. You have to take me to court. I ain't even been there 30 days, and she had my stuff sitting outside and changed the locks.
Did you end up taking the stuff that was on the porch?
I couldn't. I didn't have nowhere to get it to. Like, when I came back the next day, the only thing I was able to salvage was some shoes and some clothes.
What happened to her stuff?
She came and got it. She came and got it. I was sitting on the porch talking to my sister, and she tried to fight me. That's why I changed the locks.
And this is how I get a call from the neighbors saying, you know what's going on? And I'm looking like, okay, because I was at my niece's birthday party. She's blowing up my phone. I'm telling her I can't do nothing about it until
Can I
get
see the
back.
text that you received? Is this your phone?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so
But those
I
are
should
all
see a
fake-
little
those
bit
are-
further. Wait.
I pulled that messenger for you, Your Honor.
By today, you need to move your things off the porch. Tomorrow morning, they'll be sent them besides the dumpster. And she says, I'll see you in court. I just came back up there to get my stuff. You still have my flat screen in my deep fryer in the house, and it will not let me back in because you changed the locks. Now I will be back up there tomorrow with the cops with me as my TV isn't out there. You'll see. You say everything is out there, please remove it. See, that can't happen. That's not, a tenant can't, you know, you or him at your direction or him on his own, can't just turn around and dump all her stuff on a porch.
And I know that. And that's what I was telling him. And he was like, well, she stole my money because she didn't give it to me. You're going to evict both of us. And he was like, I could come up with my money, but I'm not going to be paying rent if she's going to be living here because she didn't give him back his money. And then when I asked her about it, she had it. And then I'm sitting up there like, well, if you have it, then give it to me. And she was like, well, I don't went to my worker and they're going to cut you a check because I told them, you know, the situation. I'm looking at her like, that's not what I'm asking about. I'm asking about the money that he gave you because he shouldn't have gave it to you. He should have gave it to me.
And I
that's
gave
why
it back
he
to
had
him.
to go. Because you're too old to be giving other people my money. Honestly, I have bills to pay. I don't have time to play with these people. I wasn't even there. And I keep telling her I wasn't there. I offered to replace her TV. And I said, look.
You told her I'll give you a TV.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So can a landlord throw a tenant out, lock them out, just lock them out if they don't pay rent?
I don't know.
Okay, fair point.
Well, I would think that if they're paying if they have not paid rent, but they do have a lease, they should be able to stay at least until there's some court action.
Some court action, what are you saying?
Yes.
They can lock them out?
Oh, no, the other way.
You're gonna go no?
Yeah,
That's
no.
your other option?
Okay, yeah.
Is it yes or no?
No.
No, very good. Going inside the courtroom.
I said, I'm going to replace your TV. I said, because I'm not there. Now, if I was there, Your Honor, if I was there, I'd be able to go over to that house that same day, knock on the door, see if I could get in, call the police and tell them, hey, this is my house. She lives here. I need to change these locks because she's
Why
locked out.
didn't you just reach him and tell him put all her stuff back in?
What happened when I was trying to call you?
I answer.
And why not?
Why didn't you answer?
Why not?
Because I didn't want the drama.
You see what I'm saying? But she steady calling me. She steady telling my
I ain't call
friends
her no
that
more.
I put her out. She
did.
steady telling everybody we're associated with that I destroyed her stuff, that I stole her stuff. I have no need to steal. She's telling everybody that my money comes from my husband. I work very hard for everything I have. And I thought she was a worker too because she had 2 jobs.
And
seen
I
her at
still
You
do.
have a counterclaim against her for February and March rent.
And I wasn't even there. Her best friend was still living in
I
there.
need you to stop interrupting me. You have a counterclaim against her for February and March rent, where we're
that's
clear
it.
she wasn't living there in February.
Right, that's a mishap. It was supposed to be March and April.
And
And I'm going to tell you why. Because
you are suing her
I
for
thought-
$3,050 for harassment, $2,000 for slander, because
Right.
she's bad-mouthing you.
Right.
Okay. And $200 for her water and electric bills. Do you have any proof of water and electric bills?
To go to water.
Does that cover the 28 days that she was there?
No.
Or some?
I'm sorry.
Here you go. You can go ahead and take it to her.
And we know
And-
you have $600 on your side.
And
Did
just-
you pay any of the water and electric bills?
I gave it to Janae.
What money did you pay?
I paid $375, and I think I paid it
No,
twice.
$375 was a rent. Did you pay any of the water and electric, or was that included?
I thought it was included.
Okay. Do you have any proof that you had a 50-inch TV? Do you have any proof of that? Do you have any proof that you had the hair school kit there?
Why should I have put? I know it was in my room. All of this stuff was in my room. Everything that I had in there was in, and I'm not sitting here fabricating any of this stuff.
Do you have a single receipt that shows you purchased stuff? Not you went on the internet and saw what things cost. A single receipt that shows that you owned stuff that you're suing about. Yes or no?
No. I bought the TV 4 years ago.
I said,
had to-
oh, you brought it 4 years ago. Okay, well, that gives me an idea of what it's worth. All right. So
But Your
you're
Honor-
going to owe her, from the $600, we take out $375, and that's $225 that she didn't get to see because your response when you found out that stuff was out there was get your stuff out of here or it's going in a dumpster, not, oh Lord, let's get that stuff back in there, let's get the police out there and have them open the door. You didn't do anything to help that. And I understand you were at your niece's house and whatever else, but that makes me uncomfortable that you did nothing to do, because you know as a landlord, you might get away with it most of the time as most people don't sue, but you know that you cannot do that. And I think that includes an obligation to not tolerate it being done. I don't think that you get to walk in here and say, he did it, so no skin off my... I don't think you get that right. I don't think you get that right. Don't talk, there's no question pending. I'm going to order the return of $225 of the $600 to her, and I'm going to guesstimate that the value of a 4-year-old TV is $100 and order the defendant to pay the plaintiff the sum total judgment of $325 on your lawsuit against her. I don't have any proof that she's supposed to pay water and electric. The fact that she's angry that her stuff got thrown out and is telling your mutual friends does not a $5,000 slander and harassment suit make. You're suing for February rent when the woman didn't live there in February, and I'm allowing you to keep the $375 for March. So that takes care of your lawsuit against her and your lawsuit against her because of the pretty much utter lack of proof of stuff. What it is that I'm going to order is the TV that I believe is missing and $225 on the $600. $325, verdict for the plaintiff.
So in a case where they're both suing each other for thousands of dollars, the plaintiff gets $300 back, you're going to have to pay $300. $325.
Honestly, I don't think it's fair, but I understand that, you know, all of her stuff was put out, so I'm not upset, but I didn't
You're
do
not
it.
upset. She's the one who's upset.
But I didn't do it, so, I mean...
You're whitewashing this whole thing, you know?
No, I mean, you know, I just let... The
judge just didn't believe either one of you. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, thank you very much. You're going to have to pay. Now, here you're coming. You were suing for $4,800. You're going to get $325.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's something. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not upset because they just minimize the whole situation. Like, the lady is the worstest landlord in the world. You should never ever rent from Janae.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I understand that. You know you didn't have any proof of what you had.
The main thing is, that's the only thing. Like, I couldn't, it was such short notice. I'm running around trying to get everything that I know. And he put that stuff out. He knew it.
All right. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
It's cool.
All right.
It was just a waste of fun out here.
Very involved case, but that's how it ends. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, FYI, there are massive penalties for landlords who change the lock and lock tenants out even if they don't pay rent.